Good morning. Welcome to Walking Boxing. It is Friday, October the 17th, 2025. And just forgive me, I'm using my iPhone today. I took my camera to work yesterday. I do my little videos for our social media on it, and I unfortunately left it at the office. So I'm on the iPhone today. But either way, hopefully it comes through okay. Now, I can't really do on this day today because the website I normally go to, I go to various sites, but the one I go to is for some reason got the on this day entrance today what they had about 4 or 5 days ago. Now, I don't know what's happened there. I don't know whether they've mixed things up, but as I said, nothing on this day that I didn't do about, I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago. I think there was a few. I'm just trying to think what the fights were. I can't obviously look at my phone at the moment because I'm using it, but end of the day, I can't use that. But the one that I did see from another site on this day, 2009. Who can forget this fight? Arthur Abrahams with a last-minute knockout of Jermaine Taylor to win the world title. So was it middleweight, super middleweight, whatever it was, but an unforgettable finish to that fight. That's the only sort of one I could dig up from 2009. So, and a memorable one it was, as I said. All right, on to today's news, and big news when it comes to Aussie boxing, because it looks like we're going to have that double header. Now, it's not what I first mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Inside sources have told me things took a little bit of a turn with different events, not the Nikita Zoo car crash or anything like that, but there's a few behind the scenes stuff going on, offers that were made from other promoters, and of course in the case of Liam Paro, the opportunity to fight Panny Donovan. So that's why a lot of the things have changed. I think the December date was always in play for Nikita and Zerafa. The other option, of course, was late November, as I said. So I'm not exactly sure what's happened, but my sources say that just a few things happened behind the scenes. They had to juggle a few things around. I'm not sure whether even though it's been in place for a while, the Jaya Pataya and Shinkara fight on the Gold Coast a week after might have had something to do with why they moved from the Gold Coast. So I don't know, but there's lots of different things getting around, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it looks like we're going to have at least one mega show in December, possibly two. Might just be one with the two big fights on the same card, but it looks like Nikita and Michael Zerafa are all locked and loaded. Nikita's been given the green light after last weekend's car crash that he was involved in. It wasn't really a crash, was it? The poor guy was just I think he was at an intersection or something, and someone's run a red light or a stop sign or something and gone straight into him, the poor bugger. Not something you would expect. But he is okay. He's been given the green light. So Michael Zerafa, well, he needs no incentives, doesn't he? He has been training flat out apparently, and is ready to go. And it looks like that will be the bumper fight a couple of weeks before Christmas. So if you think that we've got, so December 6th is Jai and Shinkara, so you would have to think would it be the week before, after that, you would think. So December 13th, unless they do it on a Wednesday night, which would make it, the 10th of December. So I'm thinking the 10th or the 17th would probably be the most likely dates for Nikita and Michael Zerafa. So now that it looks like it's going to be announced very, very soon what happens in the fight. I think I've gone over this enough in the last probably sort of few weeks anyway, but I still stand by that. I think Nikita will win the fight. By no means will it be easy. I've got a lot of respect for Michael and the way he's had so much longevity in the sport and just keeps bouncing back and gets big fights, and he always prepares himself really, really well. So it'll be a great fight and a real test for not just Nikita, but for both fighters. I mean, a lot riding on it. You would think that if Michael Zerafa loses the fight, that's pretty much curtains for him. And if Nikita loses, well, what next for him? Does he reload and go again? I'm not sure. I don't know. Is he the kind of guy that would lose a fight this early in his career and then continue on? I'm not sure. I don't think boxing means enough to him. Now, I don't know Nikita very well. I've only met him a couple of times, but he just seems to me that type of guy who could walk away and not really look back and not really feel too stressed about it. That's the sort of impression I get from Nikita Tszyu. So we'll see. Look, there's some doubts about Nikita as far as his hands go, or his hand. There's doubts, about his experience levels, experience about his style. But as I've said in other videos as well, I still think there's doubts on Michael's ability to really perform in those big fights. Now, he has performed well at domestic level, I'll say, with Michael. The Jeff Horn fights, the Isaac Hardman fight, and he's beaten a lot of other Aussie fighters. So this, I suppose, falls in that category. But it'd be interesting to see at this stage of his career whether he can, find what he needs to find to beat Nikita Tszyu. And I'll just say again, even though Michael Zerafa a massive chance to win the fight, I just think this will be the moment we might see Nikita Tszyu really show what he's got, really knuckle down, really concentrate, really be disciplined. He's going to have to be, by the way, because if he doesn't, then we all know what Michael Zerafa can do. So that's the way I think he sort of wins the fight. And that's sort of the fighter I'm banking on. I just think that, as I said, this might be his coming out party where we see the real quality version of Nikita Tszyu and exactly what he's capable of. Michael, good straight up fighter, good jab. He can punch when he needs to, and he gets you hurt. If he lands, he can get you out of there. But I just think stylistically, Michael is not elite. And I just think if Nikita Tszyu can really stick to what he can do talent-wise, I just think you'll have too much for Michael. But either way, look, massive fight for Aussie boxing. Doesn't really matter who wins. We're going to get the fight that we all want. I hope both guys get paid well. I hope they put on a great fight. I hope there's a lot of interest in it. There will be a lot of interest, of course. Not as much as there would have been if Tim was involved. But anyway, there's not much we can do about it at this stage. So just looking forward to a big fight night for Aussie boxing. And it looks like we might get this independently or on this card. It's the Liam Paro, Paddy Donovan fight. Now that's the one I'm probably more excited about. I know it's I shouldn't say that being an Aussie, and especially with Nikita and Mike on the card, but that's going to be a ripper fight. Paddy Donovan surprisingly lost to Lewis Crocker in the second fight. I mean, he dominated the first fight, got himself disqualified, of course, but now then got his chance, and the two knockdowns were really a factor. I think it would have been, from memory, I think he would have won. I mean, it's easy to say, well, if he didn't get two knockdowns, he would have won. He was knocked down twice, so it is what it is. But I just don't think he fought a smart fight in the second fight, and Lewis Crocker boxed really well. I will say, I don't think either of those guys are really world title worthy type of fighters. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I watched the fight again yesterday, extended highlights of it, and yeah, I think it's a really winnable fight for Liam Paro. I'm not that impressed with Paddy Donovan. I think he's the better fighter out of the two, by the way, of Crocker and himself. But I think that's a really good fight for Liam. Risky fight. I mean, Donovan can fight, he really can, but I think Liam is probably more advanced in his career, in my opinion, than what Paddy Donovan is. He's got that sort of southpaw style that might make things hard for Liam, being two southpaws against each other. He's pretty slick. He's got okay skills, I suppose. But I think it's a very, very winnable fight for Liam Paro, and I think he'll get the win. So whether that's, and this is, by the way, the fight that's been ordered by the IBF, so I'm not quite sure whether it will be on the Nikita and Michael undercard. There's talk they might just do one big super show, which probably makes sense for me. Morning. But also, it also makes sense for them to do a separate show. I mean, it's a world title eliminator. It's actually got more at stake than the Nikita and Michael fight, really, because the Tszyu and Zerafa fight will just be basically for bragging rights. So, and of course, a lot of coin. So yeah, look, it doesn't really matter. Great news for all concerned. All those three Aussie fighters. Liam Paro gets his shot at a world title eliminator. Nikita and Michael get the chance to prove who's the best and get well paid, and really give the Aussie boxing scene a massive boost, a massive injection of attention, I suppose, and excitement. So that should be good. So I think from what I've heard, yeah, it will be probably the first sort of 2 weeks of December, which makes sense. Leading into Christmas, what a awesome time that will be, going into Christmas with a massive fight. And I know the Japanese like to do it. I'm pretty sure the Poms like to do it occasionally as well, do a big fight just before Christmas. So that will be fantastic. So give me your views on who you think will win. I'm going to stick with Nikita Tszyu. I'll probably still I'll give myself the option of or an out once I see them train and spar and all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, I'm going to stick with Nikita Tszyu. And I think Liam Paro can definitely beat Paddy Donovan. It will not be easy though. I was a little bit worried about Liam's last fight, where he did look a little bit vulnerable. He did get caught by a fighter that was a lot better than what we all thought he was. That Papo, David Papo. I'm not sure whether he was probably better than what we thought he was, or maybe Liam just struggled at welterweight. Could have been a bit of both, I'm not sure, but I think we'll see a lot better Liam now that he's had one fight under his belt at welterweight. I think we'll see him a lot better. But Paddy Donovan, yeah, well, I was going to say it's a risky fight. It's not risky at all, because I mean it's a world title eliminator, and you've got to fight these fights if you want to get world title shots. So he's got to take it. And now I'm pretty sure. Now, did I actually read? It was definitely going to be in Australia, I think, wasn't it? I'm just trying to think. Was there something mentioned that it could actually go to purse bids? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they're going to do it in Australia. I think I'm getting mixed up, because there was the Saavedra fight that is going to purse bids. I did see that yesterday. Who was that against? Someone for another eliminator. I can't remember. Anyway, early in the morning, I haven't got my notes. I can't read my notes, of course, because I'm on my phone. So apologies about that. I've probably mucked all that up. But I know Saavedra is has got purse bids coming up for a world title eliminator as well. So, but yeah, so I think it's going to be in Australia. But either way, look, it doesn't matter. No matter where it is, obviously it gives Liam a lot better chance to win if it's in Australia. And I just think he can improve on his last performance. I'm not sure whether Paddy Donovan can. I think we've seen all he had in his last 2 fights with Crocker, but either way, exciting fight for Australia and Liam. And if he gets that fight, well, I'm not sure he'll fight Lewis Crocker straight away, because there's talk that Lewis Crocker might fight Manny Pacquiao. That's the other news that's sort of come out, that with the Roller Romero fight looking in doubt now for Manny Pacquiao, looks like that they might turn their attention to Lewis Crocker. And I don't know what Neil's doing out here. I wish you could sort of see. I'll go turn around there. You can probably see him. There he is, just out in the oval, looking into the wilderness or whatever's out there. I don't know what he's doing out there. But he better get a move on, because we've got to get home. Come on, buddy. Let's go. This is how beating he is. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, he's just taking it all in there. Good on you, mate. So as I said, with Romero looking in doubt for the Pacquiao fight, looks like that they're going to turn their attention to Lewis Crocker. I don't think that's a great move by Lewis Crocker. Looking at his style, I think he's absolutely custom made for Manny Pacquiao, even at 40. Well, he will be 47 years of age. Manny, I think, still got more than enough to beat Crocker. And I don't want to put Crocker down. He fought a great fight against Paddy Donovan the second time around, but I just think he's really limited. I'm just not sure he'll give Manny Pacquiao a great fight, to be honest. I think the way he fights is not overly quick. He's very reactive. Skill-wise is only average. I just think someone like a Manny Pacquiao will really have a lot of fun in just absolutely picking him apart. So we'll see, but some big fights on the horizon there anyway. No matter which way it goes, who fights who, I think we've got some ripper fights anyway coming up over the next few months. So I was actually pretty excited about the Pacquiao and Romero fight. Actually, I thought it would have been really entertaining, but look, if Manny wants to get probably an easier avenue to a world title at welterweight, well, the IBF's definitely the way to go, isn't it? All right, so I did say the other day that Tyson Fury, there is talk, or more talk, that he's going to be back. Look, I'm still pretty hopeful about it all. I did say I wasn't that stressed about an Alexander Usyk fight, but I saw one of the sites, I think it might have been ESPN actually, put out a list, the 5 fighters that Tyson Fury might fight. And the first one is the one he should fight, another one that he could fight, another one that he shouldn't fight, and another one that he definitely shouldn't fight. Actually, I think one of them was the fight we don't want. So the first one was Anthony Joshua. That's the fight that that should happen. I've been very vocal about that as well, like a lot of boxing fans, that fight should happen. Now is the time. Now is the time for that to happen. So that's the first one. And I think that's a 50-50 fight for me. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I think if I had to lean towards either one, I actually think that style-wise that Anthony Joshua might be in the pole position to win that fight. I just think that his just overall boxing skill, his pressure, I just think he'll back Tyson Fury up, and even if Tyson Fury actually comes at him, I think he can outbox him. I know it's hard. It's hard to say after his last fight with Daniel Dubois with the way he fought, which was very, very careless. But my gut feel says Anthony Joshua in that one. Martin Bakole is the next one. I actually think that's a pretty comfortable win for Tyson Fury, if I'm being honest. I'm not that impressed with Bakole. I know he's had a couple of good wins, and I know we can't really count the Parker fight because he took it on a few days' notice, but I just think Tyson Fury would win that one. That's the fight that could happen. The other one that could happen is Fabio Wardley. The reason I suppose he's in there is that he beats Joseph Parker. Of course, it could happen. Joseph Parker, oddly enough, is not in this list, but that's understandable considering that they're actually really good friends. So that's the two that could happen. The one that shouldn't happen, or we don't want, is Alexander Usyk. And I was actually glad to read that, because I said the other day that I just think a third fight, I just don't think anyone really wants a third fight. I think Usyk won the last one clearly enough to say that he's probably going to beat Fury every time they fight, and Fury doesn't really deserve another crack at Alexander Usyk after the clear win that he had in that last fight. So that's the one we don't want. And then the fight they're saying that probably definitely shouldn't happen is probably Moses Otama. Now, yeah, on the surface, you would probably say that. The youthfulness of Otama, the speed, the power. But let's not forget that Tyson Fury is a very, very cagey, experienced fighter. If I'm being honest, I think Tyson Fury could win that fight. If he took Otama past sort of 3, 4, 5 rounds, whatever it might be, and just started to test him a little bit in different ways, I think he could win that fight. It just depends on what Tyson Fury turns up. I think if the Tyson Fury turns up who is in shape, is in a good place mentally and ready to go, I think he would beat Moses Otama. But if he turns up just for the payday and is not really into the fight, it could get a bit dangerous for Tyson Fury and he could get stopped. But that's the fight, they're saying shouldn't happen. Either way, I just want to see him back, and I've just got a feeling if he does come back, it's going to be Anthony Joshua. It just has to be, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens there. Now, one other thing, I saw a top 10 brought out this morning by the WBN, so the World Boxing News website. And I don't sort of go to that site too much, but they brought out the all-time top 10 list. And normally I just sort of skim past these because everyone's got their own list and everyone's got their own opinions. But I had to list this one because to me it just didn't make much sense. Now, if you're a boxing historian out there, look, you might agree with this list. But there's so many good fighters they've not made the list, and others that have that I'm not sort of in agreement with. I'll read it out and give me your thoughts, but they've got it look, all these are great fighters, by the way. I'm just not sure their criteria they've used. So they've got at number 10, they've got Henry Armstrong. Of course, no disputing that one, that he's in the top 10. At number 9, they've got Archie Moore. Number 8, they've got Ezard Charles. At number 7, Willie Pep. He doesn't probably get as much love as he probably deserves, Willie Pep. At number 6, this is probably my main one, Rocky Marciano. Number 5, Manny Pacquiao. Number 4, Muhammad Ali. Number 3, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Number 2, Joe Louis. And number 1, Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, I think we all universally agree that Sugar Ray Robinson is number 1. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go on all day and debate this, but strangely enough, I agree with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Maybe not at number 3, but top 5. Now, I know that will upset a lot of you out there. A lot of people don't like Floyd, but I'm just taking. I mean, Rocky Marciano always gets the flowers, if you want to call it that, for his 49-0 record, and everyone says how great. And they base his greatness just on his record, and didn't really have any big wins. And I don't want to get into Rocky bashing here again. I always get accused of Rocky bashing. I love Rocky, but I just don't see him as an all-time great. This is just me. But he beat an old Joe Louis, an old Ezard Charles, an old Jersey Joe Walcott, and there are his signature wins. They've got him at number 6. Yeah, I don't think so. But we always base our belief on where he's at in boxing history on his record. So why doesn't Floyd Mayweather get the same credit? And on top of that, Floyd Mayweather cleaned out so many divisions, fought every top guy of his generation, maybe bar one or two, throw in Margarito or someone like that, I suppose. There might be a couple others, but overall, just probably one of the best resumes you will ever get in boxing. So I actually agree with having him probably top 5, maybe not 3, but definitely top 5. I suppose Pacquiao would have in there as well. But the other one, Ezard Charles, look, a great fighter, no doubt, but I just think there's others that are in front of Ezard Charles. Archie Moore, the same. Great light heavyweight champion. I just think there's better fighters out there over the journey than Archie Moore. Henry Armstrong probably should be a little bit higher, I think. But I definitely, look, even Joe Louis, I would maybe not have him in the top 10 at all. Top 10 heavyweights of all time. But I just think Joe Louis doesn't make the top 10 all-time pound-for-pound list for me. So I wouldn't include Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, Ezard Charles, or Archie Moore. There's probably 4 fighters I wouldn't have in there. But look, it's a tough exercise. I did see Lennox Lewis also did his top 5 the other day. I don't know, it must be the week for top 5s and 10s. He had Muhammad Ali at number 1. He had Jack Johnson at number 2. Marvin Hagler, or Marvelous Marvin Hagler, at 3. George Foreman at 4. And Joe Louis at 5. I think that's probably got to be rephrased to his favourite fighters of all time, not the greatest fighters of all time. It was sort of the title was of the article was Lennox Lewis's greatest 5 fighters of all time. I don't think you could have Ali, of course. I'm not sure Jack Johnson. He was great for his time. For the African American population in the sport and just in general, he did so much. But I'm not sure he's in the top sort of 5 fighters of all time. George Foreman, we love George, but I don't think he's in the top 5 fighters of all time, not just heavyweights, fighters of all time. And even Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I mean, we're all massive fans of Marvelous Marvin Hagler, but to have him at number 3 all time on the pound-for-pound list, I don't think so. So I think that was more his favourite fighters of all time, not the greatest of all time. So, yeah, so anyway, give me your thoughts on the World Boxing News Top 10. Again, it was Sugar Ray Robinson at 1, Joe Louis at 2, Floyd Mayweather at 3, Muhammad Ali at 4, Manny Pacquiao at 5, Rocky Marciano at 6, Willie Pep at 7. Not going to argue with that one, by the way. Number 8, Ezard Charles. Number 9, Archie Moore. Number 10, Henry Armstrong. I was almost going to call him Louis Armstrong then, or Louis Armstrong. So anyway, that's the thought. I've tried to look at it and make sense of it. I just don't think it's logical to me. But anyway, give me your thoughts. And one last thing before I go, I forgot to mention it before, on the Aussie front. It looks like Alex Winwood is back in training, ready to go again. He's been out for probably a couple of years now, I think. Yeah, might be about a couple of years. So glad to see him back. Great. Well, I won't say great. We get that word gets thrown around a bit too much. A very good young fighter. Great person as well. So not quite sure who his training and management team will be now that he's not with Dragonfire anymore. But either way, just more than anything, great to see him back in the gym, hitting the bags, and probably enjoying life by doing it. So I hope to see an announcement with Alex Winwood soon. So that's going to do it, guys, for this Friday. Hope you have a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow.